into almost every part of China. When I started working in China in the mid-'80s, of course, at that time I hadn't learned Chinese. I was reading a lot of the Western press, the South China Morning Post, and the reports I saw painted a very negative impression of China. You know, this communist China. And this was, I think, the impression that almost everybody in the West had at that time. And I was no different. But when I actually started working in China, and remember, this was the 1980s, I was very surprised. Several months I was very confused because as a scientist, you look at the facts and you make your deductions based on the facts. You don't make a theory and then try and look for facts to prove that theory. What I was seeing was something very different from what I'd been led to believe. And I wondered, was the news that I was reading wrong? Or was what I was seeing wrong? Or what were my conclusions wrong? And in the end, I came firmly to believe that what I was seeing was the truth. And what I was reading was basically negative, false news. So I think the situation now is far, far worse than it was back in the 80s. The West has gone backwards in terms of honest reporting about China. Western friends, they send me news reports by reporters who've been here, not just coming in for 1 or 2 days, but coming in for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. And quite frankly, I'm totally shocked at what I read. I say, what country are you talking about? How can you consider this responsible reporting? What you're reporting is rubbish. It's just totally biased. It's just nonsense. The whole West is combining to try and portray China in the worst possible light. They're reporting every tiny bit of bad news, the same about Hong Kong. They're not reporting the good things about China. They're not reporting the positive things. They're just focusing on things which appeal to Western readers because they like to read bad news. They don't want to believe that China is developing so fast. They're scared, I think, to see China developing so fast and so suddenly. It's taken them by shock. I think this is a tragedy.